bother to say, well, where does this actually go? Where do we wind up when we finish and do all this? If I ever had to do this job again, I wouldn't do it without that person either. And eventually there were no jobs left that I wanted to do. And what I want you to understand is we're all more the same than we are different. The same. We all have those same fear of successes, same fear of failures, same fears that go along with bringing on team members. How am I going to pay for them? You know, what if I can't afford them? What if I have to fire them? All those things. And what I want you to do is look at how we're the same, not how we're different. So don't compare your inside to everybody else's outside. Hiring people and bringing on team members was not the easiest thing I've ever done. Matter of fact, I have a coach, and his name is John Alexandroff. He wrote a couple books, so he's actually written quite a few books, but one of the books he's written is called Affirmations of the Wealthy and The Money Chi. And, you know, part of what I work with him on is how to continually work against my natural behavior to ask what should I be doing and ask who should be doing it. So it's even to this day not a natural, when I wake up in the morning, a natural thing for me to immediately succeed through other people. It's more natural for me to get up and find out what I can do to go do it. What's the problem with that? There's only one of me. I can only do so much. So it's limiting. It has a ceiling of achievement, has a ceiling that I'm going to very quickly hit. I used to say, you know, when I got a closing coordinator, I would never do this business without a closing coordinator. I hate that part of the job. That's just the yuckiest part of the job. Any closing coordinators in here that's your job? God bless you, because you know what? That is the hardest job. Now here's the thing. For the right talent, that's the best job. She loves that job. It fits who she is. It keeps her energized. It keeps her challenged. What was the problem, though? It wasn't my right job to be a full-time closing coordinator. If I ever had to do this job again, I wouldn't do it without that person either. And eventually there were no jobs left that I wanted to do. So that's how you get to the 7th level and everybody else does it, because finally I'm like, you know, I don't want that job either. I don't like that one either. How do I get someone to give up their image to be a part of my image? How do I do that? How do I structure my team so that people understand and are okay with might not be me that goes out? And how do I get the people that are going to be on the team to buy into being an entrepreneur rather than an entrepreneur? Because you can't lead who you don't love. And see, I think that's probably the hardest piece of all this, is there'll be 4 or 5 people in your life that are called key wealth determiners. For your life to be at the highest level it'll be, 4 or 5 people will have to enter into it, and I mean really enter into your inner circle, and your foremost thought will have to be, how do I help that person succeed? That'll be the one thought you have when you wake up in the morning. I love this person, how do I help them succeed? Some people, I don't know if they're ever going to be able to do that. And so that's the hard question you have to ask yourself. Am I willing to become the person I've got to become and really care about those people at a deep enough level that it's not just surface or, you know, just come join my team, everything's going to be great for me, but I'm not sure what's going to happen for you. It can't be that way. And I used to say, well, I really don't want to recruit anybody right now because I don't really have a spot available. And the truth is you're always recruiting, and if you find the right talent and you don't have a spot for them, what will you do? You'll make one. Because key talented people will more than pay for themselves. John Maxwell says you can't grow with people that aren't growing. So if you can't grow with the people that aren't growing, you can't grow if you're not growing. And so you have to be really willing. We talked about your ability to handle the interaction you're going to have with people, or are you willing to be the person? Are you willing to do the growing you're going to have to do? It's going to take a lot of growth. Because if your people outgrow you, what are they going to do? They're going to leave. Okay? So productivity-specific environment is down to how you answer your phone. Within how many seconds you decide that phone is picked up. What's the process when someone's put on hold? How quickly do you get them off hold? That's the details, and that's the stuff that productivity-specific environment is made of. But guess what? Switch it over to abundance. Have a career meeting. What are you doing? You're meeting great people. And that's what you're in the business of, is meeting great people. So whatever it is, don't get in front of one when you can get in front of 20 or 50 or 100. The purpose of life is to truly live before we die. The purpose of business is to fund that truly perfect life. The purpose of our business is to fund that truly perfect life.